Hey, what's up YouTube? My name is Atrugram, and this is going to be episode 8 of Let's Complete the Pokedex in Pokemon Blue. In this episode, we're going to be going all the way through what is arguably the most annoying dungeon in the game, the Rock Tunnel. And we're gonna conquer the routes to the left, or to the right, excuse me, of Cerulean, going all the way through the Rock Tunnel, and ending off in Lavender Town. Basically, this is going to be mostly a travel episode. I believe we catch 4 Pokemon. None of them are Red exclusive. I think we'll probably have a Red exclusive in a couple episodes, seeing at the pace that things are going, etc. Or maybe in less than 2, maybe like 1 episode. Maybe next episode. I don't know. It depends. We'll see how far I get when I'm playing through, because I generally like to record around an hour-ish of footage, because that tends to get edited down depending on how many battles that I'm cutting out, to about the length of this episode. Like this was a lot of battles, so I believe it was like an hour and 20 minutes of footage. There's one battle does get shown. These are all just like, basically the reason why I'm doing these battles in game is just so that I can train my Pokemon, and I'm trying to get them all up to a little bit higher levels. They don't really need it that much, but I mean, why not? I don't really want to do much off-screen grinding, if any at all, so this is kind of what could classify as, I guess, my sort of off-screen grinding. I mean, in Pokemon, off-screen grinding is really not necessary, especially if you do all the battles. Pretty much never have to grind if your team is balanced enough to deal with the opponent's Pokemon. So I mean, I don't really ever have to grind, so this is going to be as close as I'm going to get. I also need to, at this point, I'm getting my Mr. Mime. I forget what the computer name that they give it is, but I'm getting, it's Marcel, I guess. That's kind of a weird name for a Mr. Mime. I don't see the correlation, but aside from that, it's basically just so that I can get my Mr. Mime up to an even level. It didn't really take that long because of the boosted experience that one gets from having having traded the Pokemon. And yeah. So yesterday I finished recording. Oh, excuse me. Yesterday I finished recording Pokemon, or not Pokemon, the entire Metroid Zero Mission Let's Play. I only had 1 episode left to finish, and I finished it yesterday, which was Friday the 7th, so that's already all done and recorded. I'm trying to get as much footage as possible, because I think after winter break, there's not very many breaks. Winter break for me starts on the 21st, but after winter break, there's really not very many breaks that I get to take for school. So I kind of need to stock up as much footage as possible to go from winter break to about spring break, which is like 2 months. If I do 3 videos a week for 2 months, that is 8 weeks. So 8 times 3, I need at least 24 videos to be stocked, plus not really being able to record these weekends. So it's I believe Metroid Zero Mission is 17 episodes. So that's right now I have like 3 up, so I have a good 3 weeks. Actually more. I have like 5 weeks that I don't really have to worry about coming up with footage. But except I'm not gonna really always upload 3 Metroid Zero Mission videos a week. I'm gonna try to, of course, work them in as with this Let's Play, which is probably going to end up getting uploaded less because it takes a lot more time to record and all of that stuff. It's a lot more raw footage, a lot more editing, and then coming back in post to commentate. It makes it a good amount of work. I couldn't think of anything interesting to name that Voltorb, so Pokeball it was, by the way. God, my throat is kind of bugging me. I had a baseball game. We won. We played an awful... the high school that we played was really bad. And so we won, but I did some yelling, so my throat's kind of bugging me. Not really anything too serious, but it's kind of a little bit of a bother. Well, but I'm gonna stop I'm gonna try to stop clearing my throat so much. I know it's kind of annoying, but just to speak a little piece about Rock Tunnel, since we're gonna be going through it in this episode. I wanted to get it all done in one episode, especially I knew that I could, especially with all this the editing that I was doing. I was trying to find all the Pokemon at first, and I was just like, no, you know what, forget it. I don't want to have to run back and forth to try to find the 2 new Pokemon that we can catch in this area, being Machop and Onix. At first I was thinking, you know what, I'll just run back and forth until I find them, and then I decided to give up on that because that was it was like just 4 minutes of me running back and forth, and I didn't find either one. So I said I'll just go through it as I like actually take on the trainers and the other challenges. And yeah, this is where we find the Machop. I was trying to find him like quickly so that I could just put up a repel and then have to deal with less random battles. That was the preferred sort of thing to happen, but that's not actually what ended up happening, as you guys can tell. But when I was younger, Rock Tunnel was really a big pain in the ass, because I would rarely ever go for and get Flash, partly just because I didn't remember where Flash was all that well. I would always forget. But another reason why I would not get Flash was just because I like I didn't ever have any even if I would get Flash, I wouldn't have any Pokemon to teach it to, and most of the time I wouldn't even have the 10 different kinds of Pokemon, because I'd be rocking like my starter only, basically. Just me as a kid I wasn't the smartest Pokemon player, and so I would always go through this area solely using the walls and the ladders to try to figure out where I was going. And for that reason, it would usually take a couple hours plus, and it was always a big pain in the ass, and I never went back through it the other way. I don't think I've ever, in my total career of playing Pokemon, ever gone from one side to the other. Nickname for Machop is Tyson, like Mike Tyson. I know he's more of like a sort of bodybuilder than boxer, or like a karate instructor over a boxer, but I just thought Tyson was fitting for some reason. And yeah, that was kind of a gangbang of random battles, if I do say so myself. And here is finally where we find Onix. So I was actually really happy to see the Onix. It's so much so that I was like, alright, I gotta be really careful. As you guys will see, I use Tackle, I think, or Scratch to whittle Onix down, because I don't want to risk accidentally killing him. And so it was just me being cautious, because it had already taken long enough to find Onix. I'm not sure what the percent for finding him is. I think it's like 10 to 15, but it for some reason it had taken kind of a while to actually see one, and so I didn't want to risk killing it and then not being able to put up a rappel to go through the rest of the cave. And so I did make sure to use a little bit of caution. Not really too much of a hindrance, but it did make it take a little while. But as I was saying on the topic of having finished Metroid, that means that also, as I'm sitting here, I ordered a new headset so that I can start recording Portal 2 again. So Portal 2 will be recorded. It won't be uploaded until after I'm done uploading Zero Mission, though. So I will be starting up recording Portal 2 again, and then after I finish that, and I'll have some new stuff in store, some really great games. Nothing that I really want to spill the beans on yet, but it's an unusual game that really hasn't been LP'd that much. In general, I like to kind of put a twist on my LPs. Like everybody has seen a Pokemon LP, but how many people have seen completing the Pokedex? And everybody has seen a Luigi's Mansion LP, but not as many have seen Luigi's Hidden Mansion. Granted, still a lot of people have seen a Luigi's Hidden Mansion Let's Play, because it's really not all that different, but it was a nice little bit of a difference in like a different spin on the game, which was cool. I mean, for me, it made it more interesting, and hopefully for the viewers, that LP was more interesting because of the fact that I play the hidden mansion to make it more interesting. That's kind of what I like to do mostly, is just play, like, give spins onto Pokemon, or like I just named that Onyx a couple seconds ago there. I like to give them sort of a unexpected twist, if you will. But for this next one, after the ones that I'm already doing, basically I'm gonna just do a kind of an out and left field game. A great game though. How it's kind of a cult classic, and it's one of my favorite, most nostalgic games for the PC. And that's about all that you'll hear from me about actually hearing like any hints on the game. It's a nostalgic game for the PC. It's Windows 95 basically, but there was some patches and stuff because it's such a cult classic. Even though not many people have ever played it, they've made like patches and stuff for it because people loved the game. But anyway, enough on the topic of games. A game that you guys won't know what it is until probably like February-ish, if that, next year. But speaking of next year, I could talk a little bit about sort of my my New Year resolutions and goals. I know it's only December 8th or probably 9th when this is being uploaded, or sometime in December, like kind of early. However, I do think it's kind of a good thing to talk about. Doesn't really matter how early it is. It's just stuff that I want to have from... Basically, I'm only going to talk about YouTube resolutions. I have other, like, actual life resolutions, but those can either be saved for another video, or it can just be something more private and personal for me to know about and to talk about with real-life friends and such, and other people that I know. Not saying that I don't like or trust the viewers. It's just, it's weird. I don't know. I don't think they're very relevant, is basically what I'm saying to this. So anyway, going back to what I was gonna say before I kind of got off on a little bit of a tangent. So my YouTube resolutions for 2013 are, number one, I want to have how many projects did I say? It was 6 Let's Plays completed on my channel by the end of next year. I'm hoping to crack the 200 subscriber mark by the end of 2013. I think that sounds realistic. Like, my dream situation, honestly, for YouTube was just like 1,000 active subscribers or something, like, because I know I want to be realistic, and there's such oversaturation that, like, I don't know if that I'd ever be able to get somewhere to say 1,000, or to say like 10,000 or 100,000 subscribers, like everybody dreams about, but I don't know if everybody dreams about, but like the kind of situation that nintendocaprisun and chuggaconroy are in with all their subscribers. But I think 1,000 active is, while that's definitely a lot of people, and I would be like honored to have that many people. That's what I would prefer in like a perfect situation, is like throughout my Let's Playing career just to have 1,000 active. But taking kind of baby steps, I want to gain like 150 in a year, which again, 150 people is a lot of people, and it would be awesome if I could actually get there. And I think hopefully I'll be able to if I continue to improve the quality and quantity, probably not quantity as much as quality, but just to improve my Let's Plays, and to continue to do what's hopefully interesting stuff, make some what I consider to be quality Let's Plays, and continue to produce that on a consistent basis, and maybe throw in something a little extra that you guys haven't really seen before, as far as games that I'm Let's Playing and stuff. But anyway, I wanted to talk to this guy, because this is kind of the trademark sort of kid from the or trademark dialogue from what is Lavender Town, which is probably the creepiest town, which for a number of reasons. I don't know if there's enough time to get into all of the creepy stuff, but the white hand on the shoulder is like it's just such a commonly known little, or not commonly known, but it's like it's a very iconic piece of video game dialogue. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna talk about more sort of stuff going on in Lavender Town in the next episode, but for this battle in particular with my rival, I wanted to kind of show off all the progress that I'd made with pretty much all of my pokes, so any pokes worth mentioning are being used in this battle. I start out with Roshi just because I don't really have much to deal with Pidgeotto. I do have Thunderbolt on Mr. Mime because I taught him that, but I just felt like there wasn't really a better time to use War Turtle, so I decided that I might as well save him and then use him when my rival whips out his Gyarados, which is ×4 effective or it's affected ×4 super. I don't know. I don't even know how I'm trying to say it. It's basically ×4 weak. There you go. Is what I should say to the Thunderbolt. So I decided to use Marcel's Thunderbolt on that. And I think that there's also another situation that I could easily use Marcel, so I didn't want to use him as well on the on that Pidgeotto, because Confusion is super effective against poison types, which I'm pretty sure you guys know, because Psychic versus Poison. But that's the hint towards... I'm going to use him to beat Ivysaur, basically. Elizabeth has probably made the least amount of progress from throughout the episode. I don't really have any moves that are good against like Rock-type Pokemon, so I didn't get to use him much in a Rock Tunnel. I pretty much mostly used Roshi, because as you guys can see, was kind of... I wouldn't say light years, but he was like 7 levels ahead of Elizabeth. And by the way, that's an Oko with a Leech Life. I don't know if you can if you really ever see that. So I mean, Thomas is putting in work. And yeah, so here's pretty much the end of the fight. Sorry if my commentary in this episode was a little bit sort of scatterbrained. I don't know why. I just kind of feel... I don't even know what word to use. Scatterbrained isn't really the right word, but I just feel kind of drained almost. I don't know, drained is kind of a good word for this, I guess. Not really, I don't know what word to use for it, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We've actually made a ton of progress. If we continue to get this much progress in our episodes, then we'll be probably done in about 25 to 30 episodes. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.